Thanks. So, yeah, now it is working properly. Now I can able to mute the people. Thanks, ma'am. Thanks for the request. Okay, fine. So, as we got request from uh, IB Kumar, we'll just first talk about I'm Kumar. I think you are asking for the same concept. I don't know if my understanding is correct. So I'm explaining this. I think this is your query. So basically, how the material flows in an organization. Maybe most of you would have already gone through this process. Maybe you're practicing this process. Maybe for the few people, they will understand how metal flow from one to one. So basically, so every organization, they need different types of metals they used to consume. One is, these are the different types of metals where you are, 1 second, please. So different types of materials where you have consumables or capital goods, spares, raw materials, semi-finished goods, finished goods, packing materials, etc., etc. It will differ on the type of manufacturing you are doing. So once you have defined all your materials, what will happen is you do a material indent by the user who needs a material. They will put a request material indent or indent requisition based on the type of material. So once the material indent is done, the store will check the availability of material. If the material is available, then they will not approve that indent. Otherwise, they will approve that indent. Okay, in the store also, the stock is not available. So that let us go for a purchase. Once stores approves that indent, then it will triggers to the purchase department. So the purchase department look for the vendors based on the practice again. Some companies follow 2 vendors. Some companies follow 3 vendors. Out of 3, they will choose the best one, maybe in part of service, in part of delivery of the material, in part of quality of the material, in part of financials. Financials is the key factor where the purchase team will check financials as well as the quality of the material. Once the vendor is finalized, they will release the purchase order to the supplier. So once the supplier is ready with the material, he will send the invoice along with the material. Then there will do a gate entry, GRN, goods receipt entry. Goods receipt entry in the sense in the SAP system or whatever the system they are having, they will do basically this gate entry. Then based on according to the gate entry, the supplier will gets the payment. This is how outside the organization and some portion inside the organization it works. Then once the material came into the storage area, where we have raw material, instead of raw material, I can say it is storage, common storage area. There we'll do a material requisition. It is also called as MR. I am taking the concept of SAP. So once you put the material requisition, then it will go to your boss as per the approval flow, which is defined in the backend. Once the MR is approved, the material will be released from the store. They will issue the material. Some of them, if you are not consumed, then you can do return the material. There they will do the issue return in the month end. In the month end, for example, in the starting of the month, I have taken 10 kilos of cotton waste. But end of the month, I have not able to use the consumed total cotton waste. I have consumed only 5 kilos of cotton rags. So balance 5 kilos, I have returned to the store. So they do the return issue entry. So what will happen? Then it will accumulate it and it will add it to the remaining stock in the store. Okay. Then if you see outside the organization, so this is how it will practice in the inside the organization. If the material is going outside, especially it will happens with fire extinguishers, or if you are sending a material for a service, or you are sending your lifting tools and tackles for the calibration or pressure gauges for the calibration. There, few companies follows the gate pass. So again, they'll do returnable returnable material or non-returnable material. Accordingly, they will create a gate pass. Once it is approved, it will go outside the organization. This is how the system will be the material flow. Then the raw material to the production. Once the production happens, it will comes to the finished goods storage. Maybe sometimes in the same warehouse they have these portions. Then once the finished goods is done, again we'll create a sales invoice. Then we do a payment slips, and also if it is a chemical, we will send the MSDS or any other commercial documents with the along with the material. Then it will go to the customer. So this is how a material will flow from the indent. Then the supplier will give the material. Then we'll do the GRM. The material will get added to our system. Then I'll create an MR, which is material requisition. Once the material comes to the store, then I'll consume the material. In case of any balance, I will give it back to the store. Then they'll do a issue return entry. Again, it's getting added to the quantity which is there in the store. Then if it is outside the organization, they use the gate pass system for returnable or non-returnable gate pass. Then the material will go out. Then while coming back, they give the service receipt or service bill for the service they have done for us. Again, for the selling out of the finished goods, we'll give the sales invoice and payment slips or MSDS and other documents which is required. It will go to the customer. Okay, this is how it happens. But basically, these concepts are not covered in our this course. Actually, it is completely a commercial topic, how this system works. Kumar, hope, I mean, this is your question, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Understood
Thanks for
correctly.
the information. Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing I suppose missing here is the quality check. There would be like if at all it is not meeting the quality check, they
Got
will
it.
reject.
So where it happens is at the time of GRM, goods receipt entry, they'll do all these quality checks. So once the store person does this GRM, what happens? It will go to the concerned person. For example, a production guy has done an indent. It will go to the GRM approval for the production fellow, so that he is the key person whether the material is meeting his indent requirement. Sometimes what will happen, a purchase वाला बहुत चालू आदमी है, इन लोग क्या है ना, सस्ता मटेरियल लेके आएगा, हम लोग जो स्पेसिफिकेशन देता है मटेरियल कोड रहेगा, आई मीन इंडेंट करने के टाइम पे they will get the different spec. It will not meet the requirement. Even will give the specific brand. I need the specific brand, but still they will change the brand. So all these checks done by the indent done who is need that material. Once they approved it, then it will comes to the store quantity. That quality checks happens. Correct. I missed out it. Yeah.
Sir, if you are comfortable, I would like to ask a couple of questions here.
Please, please.
Actually, I have seen some materials carrying challan, some are having e-way bill. What type of materials will be having challans and which will be having e-way bill like that?
E-way bill, it is nothing but I think out of above 50K, the value it is above 50K. So it will mandatorily for the as per the GST, the e-way bill should be there if the value of the metal is above 50,000.
Or is
Otherwise,
it
it will comes with a
the
challenge. Yeah, yeah.
interstate movement is there, then it will be there. Is it so?
No, no, not about interstate and all. If it is interstate and all, there the GST differs actually. There are two types of GSTs will be there. Then you have to pay the two types of GST. Otherwise, if the value itself it is crossing the above 50K, you have to give the e-way bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sir, related to the type of materials,
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned here capital goods, right?
Yeah.
So, in what way it differs with other materials? Capital goods means only
So
cost of
capital
nature.
goods in the sense fixed assets. For example, a computer. So where we'll calculate the depreciation of that material. I mean the return of investment. For example, furniture. It is a capital goods, and even laptops or building machinery. All this even building materials also will comes under capital goods, where the accounts team will calculate the uh, I mean I'm not getting the right word, depreciation and all they used to calculate actually, because how they do is instead of allocating the complete financials in one shot, they will allocate budget for, they will split these amounts. for 10 years or 15 years. Those all are fixed assets, all fall under these capital goods.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks. Okay, fine. Let us get into the topic. So as we see, the material handling is two types. We have seen the manual material handling. It is completely taken care by the human efforts. And mechanical, we have lifting equipments, hoists, lifts. In the hoists and lifts, we have two types, even commercial and also material goods carriage lifts. Even lifting machines, we have cranes or crabs, winches, chain pulley blocks, derricks, overhead cranes, and also monorails. Then in the tackle side, we'll get different types of slings, chain slings or rope slings or web slings. We'll get the rings and hooks, shackles, I mean D-shackles, shovels or couplings, sockets, etc., etc., even eye bolts, etc., etc. So in the transporting of equipment, again, we'll have mobile cranes, even hydra, even individual trucks for transferring of materials, and also called as mobile equipment for shifting and transferring of metals from one place to other place. Even conveyors, those also one sort of a major area it will place, especially in larger manufacturing sectors where they largely use even cements and mining sector. These conveyors are very huge, even in fertilizer industries where they produce tons of fertilizers. There also they use these conveyors, especially. Even other equipments, we use mechanical shovels and elevators or escalators, even bucket conveyors, etc., etc. There are different types. These are the various the means we have for handling of materials. Okay. Okay. So I think I've used this for last lecture since. Okay. So if you see the general requirement of
Excuse me,
this,
sir.
sorry.
Sir, regarding these conveyors and belt type or bucket type conveyors, does they fall under like inspection requirement? Any safety inspection requirement is there mandatory?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is actually. There will check the load of the total conveyor, etc. Even there also will have the weighing scales. It will cover.
Okay. I mean, a regular inspection will be done. That is a part of maintenance. But from statutory requirement point of view, is it?
Statutory, I mean, not all the parts of the conveyor, but few they will cover actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, if sometimes what will happen, the conveyor which is attached with the weighing scales actually. So the scales get calibrated. But definitely conveyor, I have not seen such requirement. But in the conveyor, no, as of now, my idea, no such a legal requirement. But still, I'll cross check. Yes,
Sir,
Chitti Babu.
for EOT crane, sir, what
Ah.
is the periodical inspection time, sir? Means external
Once
part.
in 12
EOT,
months.
sir.
12 months.
Hello.
12 months. 12 months, Chitti Babu. Once in 12 months.
Every 12 months, sir, we have to test the load tester, sir.
Yes. Otherwise, then what we do with the, I mean, EOT crane?
Actually, we have.
So again, Chitti Babu, what will happen is, so the EOT cranes will have from different, I mean capacities actually, 5 ton, 10 ton, 20 ton. Is
we
it
have
possible to do load test every time 20 tons? Do we have that test block?
Okay, sir. No, sir, we don't have, sir.
Again, that is the question mark. So there are some practical limitations with these calibrations also. But
Yes,
what they do is they will check the diameter of the rope with the gauge,
yes, sir.
vernier caliper. They will see any elongation happens or the lubrication problem running or not. Even they will see the standard slings, any damage of the sling or any rubbing is happening. All
Yes,
these
sir.
things
That's why,
they will
actually,
check in
sir,
high
we
level.
have planned, sir. Actually, it is actually 40 by 5 ton. The service, sir, was they will take the load, sir.
Yeah.
Means they will bring the load to site to test the AOT crane. Yes, sir.
The service provider will do, but calibration people, they won't bring all these test blocks and all.
Okay, sir. Okay,
They'll
okay.
do only the visual inspections, but I have seen in I think somewhere in the Indian standard, even the crane hooks also should undergo through the UT to see the internal cracks, because over a period of time, definitely there will be a formation of cracks in the hooks. Even UT, it is advisable, actually suggested to check any internal cracks by seeing the outside. It looks strong, but definitely there will be a damage internally. It will happens. So that is
That-
also one check we should check.
Okay, sir. Actually, also 25 years old, sir, AOT crane.
Then you should check all your hooks UT.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, in our facilities, we are having these test blocks, sir. We do actually putting the load on the crane, and testing is done as per procedure only.
Okay. Again, there is a provision. Sometimes what will happen, they will do chemical interlocking. What will happen is any one end of the facility, they will do chemical anchoring on the floor. In between, they will have a scale to see the total weight which is there. Then they will do the locking with the hook which they installed on the floor. Then they start pulling out of that load. With that also, I have seen some facilities they are doing the load test. Instead of getting the big size blocks, they will create a provision anchor on the floor itself. They will tie up with that anchor and they start pulling it out. That is also one practice. Kumar, what is your facility? What is the capacity of your EOT cranes?
20 ton. Sorry. Yeah, 10 ton.
30 ton.
30 ton. 30 ton.
How you are doing it?
Compressor house.
We have cement block, different type of cement block, same load. We can lift and check it.
Okay, got it. Okay, good. So again, thanks for the interaction. So again, the general requirements. So basically, why we do it is also for the movement of the goods by the mechanical force, for the purpose of feeding or loading or unloading from the machines or from the storage facility. And if you see with respect to the mechanical handling, there are hazards already we have covered yesterday. Again, it is by contact with the moving dangerous parts like pulley belts, etc. Then also falling from the height on the floor or striking against or struck by the falling bodies. These are the few hazards which will be there while handling materials with the this mechanical equipment. So if you see what are the different types we use for handling of materials. Again, as we see in overhead traveling cranes, which is EOT for lifting, shifting, and placing or anywhere in the traveling area. If I say traveling area, it is not a free path. So there is a dedicated path which can be go from, will have LT and CT, cross travel and long travel. So long travel will be along the shed which is there, and cross travel will be from the horizontal movement from here and there in the width which is having. And jib cranes, again, lifting, shifting, and also desired places. Power trucks. So these are portable types. There will be a 3 or 4 wheeler trucks, the pickups or poles. Here will have pallets, stackers, and pilers also we can call. These are the different ones. Then we have conveyors. As I mentioned, it is also have a limitation. Definitely it will have do a transportation of materials from the two fixed points. Again, it is not a portable like EOT crane where we have a defined path. Here also we have fixed points. So it is useful for the feeding of a device where the manual feeding is unsafe, and also workers should not ride on the conveyors. So where it is suitable, basically in the larger manufacturing sectors where it is difficulty to deal with the manpower, the feeding of the machines, especially if you see in the cement industries, even coal processing industries, in the mining industries, even
Sugarcane?
where sugarcane also, yes, where we handle with bulk quantities of materials, where the conveyors are super users actually. Then lifting tackles, as I mentioned, we use various types of slings. There are enormous types. So basic ones we use is chain slings and wire rope slings and web slings, endless slings we use, even eye bolts and D shockles, etc. are the various tackles we use. Again, for the lift truck, it is going to be an again power truck having a projected fork. It is talking about the forklifts. These forklifts also play a crucial role in part of material handling in most of the organizations. It will also driven by diesel-driven trucks, and now most of the units they are preferring the electric ones. The good ones are there around even 5 ton, 10 ton capacity of trucks also available with battery operated now. Then we have payloaders or power shovels and also winch crabs, pullers, hydraulic pneumatic jacks. Again, these all are other ones which use for the dig. I mean, excavators, we can say. We are very popular by keeping the name of JCB. Instead of excavator, most of the people used to say JCB. So it is also using for the transportation of materials. Again, as we know that every machine operator should have very good training on handling of those machines, and also supervision is at most required, and a good maintenance of equipment also is very much necessary. Then we have lifts and elevators. Again, it moves the vertical and also horizontal in a unilateral directions like cable path between two fixed points. A lift vertical carries the materials and also persons, and also a cage or a cabin must be travel in a fixed path, also well enclosed or interlocked doors and gateways. Again, this we would have seen these lifts where we use in apartments and high-rise apartments, even 3, 4, or 4 floor buildings. And apart from that, we'll especially in the construction, even in the companies where we have multi-store buildings, where the process happens to the gravity, there also will have goods lifts. Then hoist. Again, there are 3 types: electric, pneumatic, and also hand operated chain hoist. These are again different types, spur gate or different or screw gate, etc. Again, these also used for again lifting and shifting of materials. Then this concept is important. So whenever you see any lifting tools or tackles, this is the one portion where you have to concentrate. All these lifting tools and tackles are defined or not.
Sir, excuse sir, screen not appearing, sir. Continuously closing occurs, sir.
Okay, is the problem with everybody?
No,
No,
sir.
sir. No, sir.
No,
No.
sir.
सर जी आप एक बार चेक कर लीजिए మీరు ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసుకోండి మళ్ళీ మీ నెట్వర్క్ ఇష్యూ అయి ఉండొచ్చు
Yes, sir, maybe.
Yeah, okay, thanks. So this is the one important concept where we miss out. I mean, not on every time, but especially we miss out in case of any audit sir which is nearby, because this is happens on yearly basis. So we'll definitely miss out, or due to wear and tear, or because of lack of maintenance, we'll miss a few details here. Number one, the EOT crane or whatever the hoist or lifting tools and tackles, whether it is marked with the safe working load or not. That is the one thing. It should be marked I mean, with a visible size. Then when it is inspected, in the sense, not the inspection, internal inspection, it is nothing but a calibration. When it is calibration and due date, so it should have this.
It should be done by third party, na sir?
Yes, yes,
that
it is
is
done by
competent
third.
authority.
हाँ हाँ हाँ, वही उन्हीं लोग करता है, बट हम लोग तो ये डेट मेंटेन करना पड़ता है। उन लोग क्या करता है ना, उन लोग तो छोटा वाले स्टिकर देता है। इतनी बड़ी हॉइस्ट पे हम स्टिकर लगाएगा ना, डस्ट की वजह से, टेम्परेचर की वजह से वो निकल जाएगा। इससे अच्छा हम क्या कर सकते हैं, एक फोम नहीं तो एसीपी शीट में आ जाएगा बोर्ड, उसमें हम लोग परमानेंट मार्कर से लिख सकता है, नहीं तो ऐसा डायरेक्ट पेंट डालेगा तो भी अच्छा है।
नहीं सर, हम
सर
पेंटिंग से करते हैं और कलर कोड
हाँ
रहेगा उसके ऊपर,
हाँ
वो
हाँ
फाइनेंशियल ईयर का जो भी है टेस्टिंग, उसका
हाँ
कलर कोड रहेगा जो स्टैंडर्ड।
हाँ,
సార్
वो
విల్
भी
పుట్
दे
అప్ ఆన్ ది స్క్రీన్ సార్ హాయిస్ట్
ఏంటండి?
హాయిస్ట్ మీద రాసిస్తాం సార్ మేము ఇన్స్పెక్షన్ రేట్
ఆ,
విల్
అదే 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 ఆయిస్ట్ మీద ఉండాలి. సో ఏమవుతుందంటే
సార్
ఒక్కోసారి
సార్ ఐ హావ్ అనదర్ డౌట్ సార్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఫర్ ది ఈఓటీ గ్రేన్ ఆపరేటర్ సార్?
again that is internal training, no
ఇంటర్నెట్
specific
ట్రైనింగ్.
requirement. If you ask me, automobiles, for example, automobiles, I have seen a practice of a D card, like a driving card. Whoever is having D card, he is the authorized person to take a ride on that vehicle. So in case of even forklifts, I have seen it should be internally trained. For the forklifts, definitely there is trainers are available outside. Again, it is a certification training program. There are third parties who do this trainings. And for the especially for EOT crane operators, it is all internal trainings only. But there are external trainings also available. But they will give their own certification. It is not going to be any value addition. But it is saying for just for a sake, yes, these operators are trained. You can showcase with your customers, or you can showcase with your auditors. Yes, we have a dedicated EOT crane operators. And
Sir,
apart
and
from that,
if any accident happens, sir, is there any legal requirement they're asking us, sir? That is the main question, sir.
again, it is also a common question. Whenever any accident happens, they will dig out the complete history of the person who was involved in that accident. Because who is operating the crane, definitely he will not be victimized always. But sometimes, by chance, the person who is operating the crane, if he met with an accident, they will start digging whether he's got any training internally. If the training is happened internally, when it has happened, maybe he joined 10 years before, maybe he has got the training, I mean that time, but later point of time there is no recurrence or any refresher training on the TOT crane. Again, there is a I mean point of discussion happens, because these kind of activities, these are critical activities actually. If you're putting an EOT crane, means definitely you are lifting more than 1 ton. So 1 ton is sufficient for a person to die in case of it is falling from height. So these kind of trainings, we have to take out all the critical activities. We should plan for refresher trainings on once in 6 months basis. And also we should maintain a list of operators, especially for this, even forklift operators, even EOT crane operators, or in case of any other jib crane or any other cranes which you have, any goods lift operators. We should have a goods lift operator, definitely it will have an interlock, nobody will travel. Even those interlocks also we have to cross check, especially wherever the manual operations or a person is involving. Those we have a dedicated list, or we can identify them with a different color hat, I mean safety helmet, or any other means of I mean identifying them immediately, how like we do for first aiders. They'll have a green helmet or any red helmet, ERT team like that. But all critical activities must be have a refresher training, like first aid will do, firefighting will do, even this crane operators, even drivers, even forklift operators, all those should get a refresher training on regular basis, on as per periodicity, once in 12 months or 6 months, so that we can safeguard ourselves. Because these things and all will be seen if something went wrong. Otherwise, ఐ మీన్ చెప్తారు కదా, దొరికినప్పుడే దొంగ అని చెప్పేసి. సో అలా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. దొరకనంత వరకు అందరం దొరలే ఉంటాము. సో వన్స్ వి కాట్ బై సంబడి, దెన్ దే స్టార్ట్ బ్లేమింగ్ ఇట్. ఎందుకంటే బికాస్ ఐ హ్యావ్ సీన్ ఇన్ మై ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్, దేర్ ఆర్ పీపుల్, దే విల్ బి వెరీ కామ్. वंस समथिंग इज हैपेंड, एवरीबडी विल फिंगर्स आउट, यस सेफ्टी वाला आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, आप लोग दिन भर इधर उधर घूमते रहता है, टाइम पास करता रहता है, कुछ करता ही नहीं है. ऑल दिस थिंग्स दे विल टेल. वंस वी गो फॉर एनी रिक्वेस्ट, सर हम लोग ये ट्रेनिंग करवाना है, एक्सटर्नल आदमी से करवाना है, सर हम लोग ये ट्रेनिंग करना है, लोग चाहिए, सर हम लोग को ये पीपीई चाहिए, बट ये थोड़ा महंगा वाला है. बट फॉर दोज काइंड ऑफ रिक्वेस्ट दे वोंट रेस्पॉन्ड एट ऑल. बट समथिंग वेंट रॉन्ग, यस, safety is the person who has not done his job well. Because of that reason, this accident would have happened. Because everybody starts blaming, actually, blaming each other. So we should be safe in our side to put ourselves in a safe manner. Even in the last 1-2 years, I have seen even few safety officers are being fired, or one case I have seen he has been went behind the bars also. So we should be careful enough. We have to do our duty, keep all the necessary evidence to safeguard yourself. Safety officer job is not that much easy, like how production, how like maintenance, or how like quality people will do, because everybody is watching you only. Because you are watching everybody, so everybody will be watching you. Whatever you do, it will be known, or it will be noticed, or it will be witnessed by somebody in the organization. So we should be very careful. Okay, yes. So this is the one thing, even calibration. So calibration also you should understand, even will have identity of each equipment. So based on the identity or the code number, whether the certificates are properly issued or not. Even the range of calibration they have done. Sometimes what will happen, especially for the pressure gauges, even it will start from 0 to 50 bar. They do take a range of 50 to 200 bar. No. If based on the range on the pressure gauge, it is 0 to 50 bar, they have to do the calibration for the same. They should not do the range of 0 to 100 or 10 to 50 or 0 to 200 or 150. But the same range, they have to do the calibration. Okay. So here we have less than a minute. I'm stopping for the session here. So I'll share the manual material handling presentation and the last 2 presentations, like MIS and also the sample checklist, the monitoring for safety we have discussed. These 3 pending from my side. I'm sharing after this class. You will get after that. Okay. We'll continue this class in next week.
Sir, calibration of pressure gauge, that should be also done by a third party.
Yes.
That is standard calibration for any equipment.
Correct.
Any
NABL laboratories, they used to do.
Yes, sir.
Yes.